Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that is just absolutely chilling. We're unpacking a terrifying alternate history animation from creator Rister Friend titled The Moon Wakes Up. We're going to deconstruct this cosmic horror scenario together and see exactly how a routine spaceflight devolves into absolute mind-bending terror.
Houston, we have a problem. Code black. I repeat, code black.
Wow.
Just imagine those syllables ripping through the static of a deep space transmission. It's an immediate, frantic jolt to the system. This isn't just some minor glitch. A code black signals a catastrophic, point-of-no-return emergency. This opening hook throws us straight into the suffocating grip of a deep space crisis right out of the gate.
Section 1. The Apollo 11 Anomaly. I want you to put yourself in a very specific headspace for a second. Imagine you're sitting at a sterile console in Mission Control in Houston, drinking stale coffee, when suddenly the most famous mission in human history turns into a garbled nightmare. How did we even get here?
Well, what is so fascinating and honestly horrifying about this source material is the sheer speed of the escalation. We begin totally calmly at T-minus 4 hours with a routine approach. But then, visual contact is made with something, the anomaly. Immediately, we jump to code black, absolute panic, which instantly triggers the final stage, a total cascading system failure. It's this clinical, rapid-fire collapse of everything mankind thought we controlled. Years of planning and billions of dollars in tech just unravel into pure chaos in seconds.
The transcript actually begins pretty deceptively. T-minus 4 hours until arrival. Just hold tight till then. Apollo 11 is picking up a fare from the surface. Stand by, preparing. It perfectly mimics the dry, calculated jargon of standard spaceflight ops. And it's a brilliant narrative trick, really. It completely lulls you into a false sense of security. You hear T-minus and standby, and your brain just automatically categorizes this as a normal, safe historical event. But then we hit this specific phrase. What exactly does picking up a fare from the surface imply? Is it a typo for a solar flare? Or, way more unsettlingly, does fare mean a passenger? Like a fare to be collected? This strange, slightly off-kilter phrasing is our very first hint of cosmic horror. It's a micro-anomaly in the text that builds this creeping tension, letting us know that whatever is waiting down on that lunar surface is definitely not just rock and dust.
Section 2. The Cosmic Horror Encounter. This is the exact moment the illusion of a routine mission shatters completely. The pacing of the transcript accelerates violently right here.
To truly understand the terror we're looking at, we need to ground ourselves in the psychological core of the source material, astrophobia. It's the intense fear of stars, space, and the vast, dark unknown of the universe. It is that primal terror of absolute, inescapable isolation. When you are 240,000 miles away from Earth, trapped in a fragile tin can, you are entirely at the mercy of the void.
And then the void stares right back. What the hell is that? Houston, are you getting this? The intensity of the situation just explodes. Houston is abruptly hit with the astronaut's sudden, horrifying realization of the anomaly. All that astronaut professionalism drops instantly. No jargon here, just raw, unfiltered human shock. They are looking at something so fundamentally wrong that their first instinct is to desperately confirm that Mission Control is seeing it too.
Which is immediately followed by this. Apollo 11 mission is aborted. Mission, abort, abort mission. The repetition here is absolutely crucial. It creates this incredibly claustrophobic, frantic energy. You can practically hear them slamming their hands against the control panels in a blind panic. NASA's methodical plan has been completely replaced by a desperate, animalistic need to just flee from whatever they've uncovered.
Section 3. System Failure and Mayday. Fleeing, obviously, requires working technology. And as we see next, those technological safety nets are undergoing a total collapse.
We literally hear these cascading system failures happening in real time. Making a course alert, a ship dropping, navigation systems are failing, a desperate plea that things are stabilized, followed by Mayday, Mayday, and finally a sentence abruptly cut off mid-word. We already experience. These fragmented, broken sentences perfectly capture a crew losing total control. The very technology that was supposed to protect them from the vacuum of space is disintegrating right before our ears.
Section 4. The Jarring Audio Shift. Okay, let's just pause for a second to let that absolute terror sink in. So you have a doomed crew, failing life support, and a severed connection. What you would naturally expect next is silence, or maybe some static.
But the source material throws a totally unexpected psychological twist at us.
We are hit with a severe tonal whiplash. On one hand, we have the ultimate panic. Navigation systems are failing, mayday. And it is instantly, without any warning, replaced by vintage pop music lyrics. She's funny for the money. It is totally bewildering. It's completely deadpan. It takes this frantic life-or-death struggle and overrides it with a cheerful, looping broadcast.
Suddenly, the transmission is hijacked. She just cares for me, she's all I need. Honey be nothing, she will not do for me, she never. The audio abruptly cuts off the horror and replaces it with this nonsensical vintage music. It leaves us in a state of deep, deep unease. Is this a hallucination? Is the anomaly actually hijacking the communication systems and broadcasting old radio waves back at Earth? The contrast makes the preceding terror feel so much more alien.
Section 5. Astrophobia and the Unknown. This brings us to the core of why this short transcript is so incredibly effective. It brilliantly weaponizes our inherent fear of the things we cannot understand.
The crucial point here is this: the horror of the void isn't just about what is out there, it's about how totally insignificant we are in the face of it. By juxtaposing an absolute catastrophic space disaster with a cheerful looping song, the creator generates a haunting psychological thrill. It implies a phenomenon so incomprehensible that it responds to human tragedy with a pop song. It turns the triumph of the Apollo 11 moon landing into a chilling trap, mocking our technological hubris with a simple melody.
Which leaves us with this final thought to ponder. If this was Apollo 11, if our very first steps into the cosmos were met with this kind of reality-bending anomaly, what does it mean for humanity when, as the title suggests, the moon wakes up? Are we the explorers here, or are we just the alarm clock for something that was supposed to stay asleep? Think about that the next time you look up at the night sky. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the stars.